friends, it's Nancy, and it's Saturday. Oh my gosh, the end of July. It's like tomorrow's August, next week is September, the summer is gone. Feeling very stressed about that. Anyway, I've got a bit of a thrift haul here. Um, it's Saturday, and I'm not going out today. It's supposed to be lovely weather, cool, maybe not, 150,000 degrees, no rain, and it has rained just about every day this week. But I have a lot of stuff to get done around here. Things are getting out of control, so I'm just going to stay home. Anyway, it's just past 6. I've got things underway, but I thought I'd film this quick little thrift haul. So mostly it's going to be junk journal related because I'm still in that, oh my gosh, I gotta have everything mindset. Um, but let's show you what we got. So there was Christmas in July earlier this week, but I'm still finding Christmas stuff. So I found these two cute little embroidery pieces. There's Santa and Mrs. Claus, and they look very 70s to me. Um, they're not that well framed. They're just kind of, you know. So I'm going to see what I can do to fix these folks up. I think they're super, super cute. I love the pink and the red together. Nothing says Christmas to me more than pink and red. I don't know why that is. Um, got a few other Christmassy kinds of things. So I got these little vintage Christmas tags. I like this one the best. And this little pick, this one looks old to me. That's better. The other ones are probably not that old. There's a couple of snowmen, and there's Santa. He's only got 3 reindeer. These probably came from the top of a frozen Bouche Noel or Yule log or something at the grocery store. I don't know. Little plastic candy cane and a Merry Christmas. But the really cool thing is this. Is this ice cube tray. My husband is super excited about it. I paid $1 for it yesterday at a yard sale, and it is super. It's going to make huge square ice cubes. You got first world problems when you're concerned about the size and shape of your ice cubes. Yeah. Okay. Moving on to some books. So I got this guide to American birds, and I think I paid $1 for it. And it's got a lot of color plates in it. And the date on that is 1956. So it was originally, the copyright's 1949. The next thing I got was this wildflower guide, and it is falling apart, and copyright is 1948. I like the cover though. Look at that. This would make a nice, because it's had the dust jacket all these years, it's in really good shape, except it's falling apart, but I mean, I would cut that anyway. A lot of text, but there is some black and white images, and there is a number, I shouldn't say a few, because it's actually a number of color plates too. Look at the dandelion. It's called goat dandelion. There you go. Didn't know there was varieties of dandelion. Here's wild rose. And the next book, this one both saddens and delights me. It's an Audubon Birds of America. And look at the cover. It's feathers. and the front had a big old sticker on it. So I am dashed. This is 1950, and there's owls. And I think the descriptions in here are historical because it talks about, the passenger pigeon being in the millions. And we know that the passenger pigeon is extinct. Ooh, there's a Canada goose. I heard on the radio not too long ago that not terribly long ago, but a few decades ago, the Canada goose was really in decline. And it's a protected bird here. We're just overrun with them. And I don't know what it is about Canada geese. They'll flock on like the boulevard to eat grass and then want to cross over to the other side. But instead of flying, I mean, they have wings, they will walk single file across a 6-lane road, busy road, and we will all stop so we can wait for the very, very slow parade of birds, giant geese to cross. Anyway, they're crazy. I got just a little bit of paint, and it's called buttercream. It's full. Got some embellishments. So this is a little wreath. These were, I think these were making memories plaques or something. There's birthday cake, there's a flower and stuff. So there's celebrating a wish. These were at the thrift store were $2, but I got this at the Wang and Pay store, so 88 cents a pound. Got this little box of Holly Hobby thank you cards. They're blank, and they're a 4-fold card. But I thought that was really pretty. A whole holly. I don't think there's a date. Oh, these are from Carlton cards. Oh, yep, there is a date. Oh, I lied. There isn't. There was a copyright, but no date. Anyway, those were originally $1.50. Paid 12 cents for this box of vintage Las Vegas cards. I got some random postcards. I think they're pretty much all Canadian. There's an oldie of Niagara Falls. Where's the... I don't recognize that lighthouse. It might be Peggy's Cove. This is the waterfront at Lunenburg. I've been there a couple times. This is a pack of writing paper, and actually the writing paper is more like a single card. And the envelopes, they're very nice ivory color, and they are lined. So that was a nice find, and there's still plenty there. I think I paid 50 cents for that. This is a writing set. So the back of the paper has this, the Union Jack in like vintage calicos, but the white is just red dots. So that was kind of disappointing. And the envelopes are just plain white. They're not lined or anything. It's kind of nice in this little folder though. Okay, this is something I've never seen before, so be prepared to be amazed. So these are little acetate transparencies. So here's a bat and a monkey, and here's a spider and a spider web. snake, and here's an owl. I got one of those, and I got two of the ones with bugs. I think that's a dragonfly. That, some kind of butterfly. I think that's a scarab, maybe. Another butterfly, and one last butterfly. So I'm pretty sure that I, or somebody far more creative than I, can come up with a really great idea about how to use those. I got some vintage wrapping paper still in the package. So this was originally 40 cents, and there's no barcode on it, and it's made by Carlton Cards. This one is shower, and I think the original price was 60 cents under there. And again, this is this doesn't have a barcode on it, so I think it's rather old. Okay, I got a sales book. I got a steno book, and it might be hard to see, but it's pale green and the lines are sort of like this neon yellow. I got 3 packs of bookkeeping sheets. So 2 of them are portrait, and one of them is, I guess it goes that way, one of them is landscape. Paid 50 cents a piece for those. Here's just another ledger. Oh! And I got these jar labels too, with raspberries and blueberries. Got some old photos. Paid $1.25 a piece for these ones. So here's this fella with that epic mustache. And a nice grandma type. Here's another old fella. No epic mustache, but epic beard. And a baby. None of these are marked with dates or names. This is a repro of a, that's not going to get far enough, of a 1908 calendar, but it was printed in 1975. By all rights, that's, you know, aged. And then I got this wedding photo of this couple here. So I would say that based on her outfit, this is early, like in the 10s, or, you know, right after the turn of the century. Okay. Then I got some, oh, these are kind of interesting, and I fussed about whether to get these or not. So these are, it says 4 curtain tiebacks. And they're actually fabric yo-yos and embroidered cotton on like a strip of fabric. I really fussed over whether I should get these or not. So there's 4, like the label said, there's 4 of them. And since they were coming from the weigh and pay, they didn't hardly cost a thing. So I thought, whatever, we'll get them. This was a free kit that would have come on a Needlecraft magazine. This was just in a bag of stuff, and it has a needle and some embroidery thread and a handkerchief, but there's no pattern or directions. I'm guessing the directions would have been inside the magazine, and this would have been attached to the outside. Some ribbon. This might be blanket binding. Yeah, it's blanket binding. And some other fibers and ribbons. This one's got dragonflies. I don't get yarn, but this one is called mascara, made in Italy. And I just thought that it kind of looked like snowflakes, so I bought that. It was, again, at the Weigh and Pay. This one is, this kind of reminds me of bird feathers. A little bit of ribbon there. And this is giant rickrack. I don't know if you've ever seen this before. I haven't seen it for a long time. It's kind of dingy, so it'll have to be dyed. I'm not going to try to wash it. Can you imagine what a nightmare that would be? So it'll have to be tea dyed or something, and a little bit of brown bias tape. I got these. There, this one is a good one. So all the red tags were 75% off. I paid $1/4 for each of these boxes. So these are the prong fasteners. We use them all the time in the legal office for paper files. So there's a 2-hole punch that we punch the top, and then you slip a fastener through, and then the fastener top goes on top. I haven't seen those in any of the YouTube videos that I've been watching, but I think there's a use for them. I got all of these cards of rickrack and seam binding and a lot of lace, lots of that seam binding lace. A few of them are wider though, like that white one, this white one and that green one. But there's some interesting colors. And when I saw it set up like this in here in the box, I thought, hey, that's the way I'll set it up at home. I didn't take the whole box, it was packed full. So for example, I took out all the bias tapes because I'm not going to use those. Move over, Santa. I got this little paper angel. These little iron-on appliques, some needles. This is a needle book, so you would have stored your needles under the wings and inside the bird. Somebody made that. I think it's cute. There's just a little pin or paper clip. Looks like a heart. I got these bags. Big silver dots. I got, oh, okay, we're going to spend some time looking at these. They're so adorable. These little vintage gift cards. This one says, the music in the background is Happy Birthday. This one's cute. I'm going to keep this one and put it in my sewing journal. Isn't that cute? And all of the insides are really well done too. Like they have images inside. And see that it looks like creased fabric. This is for you. Has a little scalloped edge and the roses around. A little calendar. And this one, she has a little feather in her cap. A cute little puppy. And the last one is this one with daisies. The one that had the shower, it actually has netting in the umbrella. I don't know if you're going to be able to see that. There's actually netting in the umbrella, and the one that had the yarn has actual yarn sticking out of it. So these are kind of special. I got those at a yard sale yesterday. She had more, but those were all different. The other ones that she had were like a dozen of the same. So there's violets and roses. I can't remember if they were, well, they must have been gift cards. but I didn't want a dozen of each one. I just wanted individual ones. This I've never seen before, and I took a chance on it because it was taped shut. It says it's jigsaw letters with mailing bags. So the idea is you would write a letter on these images, these jigsaw images, and then break it all apart and put it in these bags, seal it up, and write the address on this piece that's, it has a drawstring, this I don't know, fabricy paper thing, and then mail it like that, and the person would put it together. There's only 2 in there, but I only paid 50 cents. This was some paper napkins. I thought maybe I could cut out the bells and do decoupage or something, and if not, I can use them at Christmas time. These are all buttons and hem tape and snaps and stuff. There are a few buttons that I might use, like this one. It's not vintage, but it's older, and the card is kind of getting chewed up and raggedy. So I thought that one looked vintage, but the other ones are kind of newish. I got 2 bags of buttons, and the only reason I got them was because they were inexpensive. Sometimes when you go to the thrift store or even yard sales, and you'll see jars of buttons, and they'll have a ridiculous like $4 or $5 price on them, and that's just yoy. So this one, these are mostly all big like coat buttons, you know, probably nearly 1.75 inches across. So that was 50 cents. There is some smaller ones in there, but a good amount of these big coat buttons. So these ones are just all the same. They're all white. These ones are, there's some interesting ones in there. There are some, you know, little bags that people would pull off of new sweaters, replacement ones. But, and some, floss. Moving on up. This is, birth announcements. They're from Hallmark. They were originally 89 cents. They look older. Probably, I don't know, 70s, 80s. I got this pair of Fiskars, or no, they're Provocraft. I got this pair of scissors. It has the postage edge on it. I used to have all kinds of these scissors, and then I got out of scrapbooking and got rid of them all. This was $1. I kind of wish I still had them, but got lots of floss. Some of it's a real mess. Some of there's some gold thread in there. Whole mess of it. I did really well on the ribbon lace end of things. So this one is an eyelet that has a rose-colored ribbon running through it. There's quite a lot on there. I got a lot of this red, really fine lace. I won't show you everything. I kind of just got the most interesting ones on top. This one is very similar, very fine pink, and lots of it. And this one I really liked. And there's quite a hunk there. Not sure if I'm showing it as well as I could. This one I only, it's a shame, but I only got some, I don't know, 12 inches of this. It has these big daisies. And a couple of hand crocheted. This one will come up nice when it's washed and starched. There's maybe 2 feet of that. I think that'll probably come out a little longer once it's pressed correctly. And this one was the it was the lace from a pillowcase edge because it's joined. That's pretty. So I think that is my haul for today. I hope you enjoyed it. And thank you for Linda. Thank you for Linda for, oh, hey, look, that's where I can take it apart right there. That's where it's sewn together. For telling me about junk journaling. I'm excited to start. That's why I'm staying home today. I'm going to get all of my projects under control. I can't say I'll get everything done, but I'm going to get things under control and maybe start, or at least get my area set up so I can start doing a journal. I for sure have been checking out the videos. I watched Diane H videos like constantly yesterday while I was doing stuff, and had them playing in the background, and every once in a while I'd look up and see what she was doing. So I appreciate the direction. Again, if you have any other hints or tips, please share them with me, because I am a newbie when it comes to junk journaling. And I hope to be sharing some more finds and maybe some of my very amateur outcomes. Have a great Saturday, folks. We will talk to you again soon.